Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nidus Anarchy series. Today we're going to talk about more smart contract hacking, and this is going to be how to drain a smart contract of all of their coins using smart contract phishing. So phishing, as we all know, is when you send out like an email or something and say, hey, click this link and oh, your bank account is going to be liquidated if you don't log in right now. Click this link and log in and verify your funds or something. And people click the link and they see it looks like their bank. They log in the info and then, oh my gosh, it didn't work, whatever. And then now the attacker has their login info. So from a smart contract perspective, there's a way to do this as well. Now, the most common way is when developers don't understand the difference between message sender and transaction origin. Again, this is going to be a high-level conversation, or actually, sorry, a low-level conversation, so you really do need to understand a little bit about smart contract solidity development to understand what we're talking about. If you don't, check out some of our previous videos, but for those of you that do, this is going to be some fun stuff. So, let's go to the fun whiteboard here. So, like I said before, this really depends on how you use transaction origin and message sender to figure out a user's address. So in this particular example, we got Bob over here, and Bob is the admin of the Nidus coin contract. And in this Nidus coin contract, we have a withdraw function. So in our withdraw function, what we're saying is we require that the admin's mapping, the transaction origin, is an admin. And if not, no, we fail, you can't withdraw anything. So what this is just saying is pretty simple, right? Is we're just saying that the transaction origin, which is the wallet address of a user that kicked off the transaction, that's their address. So transaction origin right here, let's just say is 0x123, okay? So that's Bob's wallet address, is 0x123. So when he goes to the Nidus contract, this require statement is requiring that the admin's mapping right here, that he is an admin. And in here, we're just storing the address. So this is going to be 0x123, and we're going to make this true. So we're saying that 0x123, Bob is an admin. So in this require statement, we're validating that this transaction origin, which in this case would be 0x123, is true. And for Bob, it is, because he is an admin. So therefore, this validates, and we transfer all the coins to, let's just say, to whatever, some address that we give, because we want to transfer this to, a vault address or something. So we're going to transfer this to whatever address that we pass into the withdraw function. Now, how do we take advantage of this? How do we exploit this contract? It's actually pretty simple. All we got to do is we're just going to move Bob over here, and we're going to make another smart contract, and we're going to call this free money, and then Bob is over here. So Bob is just tooling around the internet, and he finds this really cool website called Free Money, where you get free crypto coins, or maybe someone hit him up on an email or on Discord or whatever and said, hey Bob, you know what, there's this really cool site, you get free coins, you just show them your wallet address, you verify it, and then bam, you get all these free cryptocurrencies. And what's really happening is, when Bob calls the free money contract, it then calls the Nidus coin contract, and it's calling the withdraw function right here. So what's happening is, Bob is still the transaction origin of the entire transaction. So this still validates. This is still true. But what's happening is, when we call this function here, we're actually going to pass in, when we say withdraw, we're going to pass in an address that we want, XYZ, as the withdrawal address. So when we pass in a bad withdrawal address, it's going to validate that Bob is an admin, which is true because the transaction origin is X0123, so that's still true. And then we're going to transfer all the coins to the address that we provide, which is our address, and we're going to steal all the cryptocurrency out of here. Now this happens because transaction origin is Bob's address. It's the person that kicked off the transaction. So if you call a smart contract with your wallet, you're always transaction origin. So if your smart contract is relying on transaction origin to validate the person that's making the call, it's bad. Really, really bad. You don't ever want to do that because of this. This is so prevalent and so easy to do. So what we do is we use message sender. Message sender takes the address of whoever called the contract. So in this case, free money would be the message sender. So let's say message sender or free money contract address is 0xABC. So in this entire withdraw function, instead of transaction origin, right? So let's just wipe this all out here. Instead of transaction origin, we're going to use message sender. So now what's going to happen is we're going to have 0xABC here, and this will fail, right? Because ABC is not an admin, which means this is going to fail, which means the attacker is not going to get all of the coins. So this is the big difference between transaction origin and message sender. If you're using transaction origin to determine the user's address and validate that they are who they are, and then do any type of transaction based on that, it can be heavily spoofed. So you never ever want to do that unless you absolutely know what you're doing and you have tons of checks and balances in place. So use message sender, do not use transaction origin. So for those of you just getting into Solidity development, I hope this helped educate you as to why you should never use transaction origin. I hope this helps save you a ton of money from being lost and stolen from your smart contract. Stay tuned for more smart contract Solidity development tips and hacks. We're going to be doing this a lot because this is, like I said, this is a lot of fun for me. If you have any questions or want to know more information about Solidity development, Web3 blockchain development, hit me up, adam@nidus.com. You can also hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on all of those things. Nidus, IAM, NYEDIS, IAM. And obviously on YouTube and LinkedIn, the full length videos for all of your enjoyment. See you guys around. Have a good weekend.